Hi, I'm Tammy Randolph, the Director of Investor Development at the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce, and you are here with us for another episode of The Chamber Does What? People ask us all the time, what does the Chamber do? And so we decided to take a little minute and have you meet some of our members and meet some of the staff to help you understand what the Chamber does and how we're here for the community. Today, I am very excited to have Arthur and Amanda Zokolski from the Little Diner on First, and look at what they brought. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How much? You've got a little topper that you're going to put on these, right?
We'll top that off.
Oh, okay. Whipped cream makes everything. Okay, so we got the big old biscuits and gravy,
Yes.
and then this is
Caramel apple waffle.
okay, and
Our blueberry biscuit.
oh, see, this is why I'm fluffy. Now this is just some of your breakfast offerings because y'all are where? Tell me first of all, you're at Little Diner on First. Where are you located at?
490 First Street Northwest in Cleveland here.
Just past the little jute off of Inman.
Yeah, just a little bit off there.
And you do breakfast and lunch, right?
Breakfast and lunch, Monday through Friday until 2 o'clock, 7 to 2, and then Saturdays at 7 to 1.
And you do like a special waffle or special biscuit,
Every Wednesday and every Saturday.
and you post those on Facebook, which is helpful
And it
because I stalk
changes.
you.
Yes. So it might be caramel apple one week, and it might be bourbon peach the next, and banana Foster's.
Now, how did y'all? You're not Arthur. I'm going to say because I've heard you talk. You're not from here.
No.
So how did y'all come to Cleveland?
So there was a couple of years ago, I guess we're looking at about 11 years ago, I wanted up moving from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, from Pennsylvania down to North Carolina to go be closer to my family. I went through a divorce and then moved on to my kids were up in Riceville, and my oldest daughter, basically told me that you got to live closer to us. So I packed up everything and I came and started off in Knoxville and then found Cleveland, and I loved it. And I just loved the whole area and everything else. And then just a couple of years after that, found my wife, and we wanted up. We found a little diner, not even by accident. It was just they had a little sign out front, and it said breakfast special. And every Tuesday after working when I was at Bojangles, that was my main manager day off. We would go there, and we joked around with it. Said, well, she asked me, she said, would you ever own a restaurant again? And I said, it was something like this. And Sheila came on overheard that, and said, would you ever consider? And I said, yeah, I said, I'd consider.
So we asked her. He said, joked and said, if you ever get ready to retire, let me know. And about a week later, she called.
Oh wow!
So weren't quite ready at the time, and so we sort of put it on the back burner for just a minute and said, and we said, we're just not. We're nervous. We're not ready right now. And so she proceeded forward with somebody else with the lease, and then we were on vacation. So this all happened in about a 2 to 3 week period.
That's pretty quick.
And she called while we were on vacation. We were on our way, and she said, just want to let you guys know I got it rented. And I cried. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that I felt that way about that. So, but then on our way home, she called us and said it didn't work out. I said, we'll take it. I didn't even ask him. I said, we'll take it. So,
She
that's
told me
how,
I'm gonna put my 2 weeks notice in, and we're gonna go to the diner.
So that's how our happy little date breakfast place became our place. So.
And it's absolutely wonderful. It doesn't matter if you've been there the first time or if you've been there 100 times. As soon as you walk in, you're home. You feel like
Family.
your family. I mean, it doesn't. That's one of the great things that I love about it. And so that was what 2016.
17.
17?
Yeah, 17. Yeah. Middle of 17. Mhm.
That's what I thought because it wasn't too long after that y'all joined the chamber, which is thank you very much for being a chamber member. And what brought you to decide to join the chamber?
Community.
Community, yeah.
That's,
I mean,
that's the
that's
first word that comes to mind.
Yeah, that's one thing that we've loved about this town was just the community feel. I mean, I've been in a lot of different towns before, and after having a business like this, it just feels like you're home.
And so I think that another thing about Cleveland is like small town businesses are really good about supporting other small town businesses. It's not as like catty and, cutthroat is what I have seen in other places. Like he's really stays in contact and talks to another couple of restaurants in town, Big Tom's, like you saw us partner with them.
Right.
Around Thanksgiving and Christmas to do the community, feed the people event. And the chef, I was trying to think of what left me.
And you also, I remember when the hurricanes came through in Western North Carolina, y'all got a semi and put it together and took collections in over there. And you had a lot of community involvement with that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. We had a lot of our customers come together, and we had just a lot of people that we've never met before, and everybody, because we felt like, Asheville was hit very hard, but then there was these small towns, and Amanda really went after and said, we need to find somebody in a small town that they're kind of,
Tennessee.
Yeah, it had to be in Tennessee.
So.
And we did.
But again, our businesses here and our connections that we have made through the chamber, and Tom Cassida came forward and got us a box truck, and several of our other businesses came forward and like, how can we help? And so it really was a behind the scenes, a lot of other businesses coming together and stacking that together to make that happen. But several years before that, when we had the tornadoes that went through, we closed the diner for a couple of days and went and bought chainsaws and went out into the community. Like that's how
Cleveland where it hit.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a need, but when there's a big need, we're going to do what we can to step up and help. But but the chamber, like I said, you make those connections through the chamber and the other small businesses that are like-minded and want to help.
That's true. And I have to say, I'm very glad that you're a chamber member, because we always support our chamber members. And part of that, another thing about, going to the diver, I love, because like I said, your favorite thing, and my favorite thing in the whole world is your Philly cheesesteak burger. And you only do it, you do it for a week every once in a while, but I can go in there and beg and you'll make it for me on this side. But also something that y'all do is you do catering.
Yes.
And you can do everything from a backyard barbecue to a formal diner or formal wedding.
Yes.
And so talk a little bit about your catering. How does that work out with the diner?
It was funny because last year we didn't do a whole lot of catering. We were so focused on the diner, and we kind of just made it. And then I told her, I said, open up the books. I said, let's see what we could get for this year. And we kind of got lucky because we wound up partnering up with another hall. And they basically said that, hey, we want to make it exclusive. So we're like top on their list. They had our food and they loved it. And then they wound up giving us some business. And then one thing led to another. And now it's really taken off. And like you said, we could do everything from a breakfast catering, what we've had people do.
I get your French toast casserole, and I tell people it's so good it'll make you cry.
Yeah.
The hash brown one is another one that I'll hold.
I'm sorry, I'm fluffy. There's absolutely nothing there that is not good. It's one of my favorite places to go.
In the South, you got our northern boy here, but in the South, we like our casseroles. So we've definitely got good options for that. But like in about a month, we've got a dual protein plated served dinner for almost 250 people. So like I said, everything from a buffet to go to takeout, drop off, full service.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything there.
Yeah.
Just like when you come, it's a little bit of everything, because you can get breakfast anytime. You've got your lunch and you've got your community involvement. So it's a little bit of everything. And like you said, you're going home when you go over there, and that's wonderful.
And that's when you read on a lot of when people make comments and everything, and they're like, I felt like I just walked in to my grandma's house, or I felt like I just walked in, and everybody made me feel loved, because like I tell all my staff members, I say, everybody that walks in the door, hello, how are you? And you make them feel invited. As I told my staff many of times, I said, I don't pay your salary. They do. Keep them happy. They'll keep coming back, and they'll tell other people. Like we had one guy that came in, found us he just looked up restaurants, saw what we had, came on in. Now, every single time he comes through to go to Chattanooga, to go to Alabama, he stops by, and sometimes he brings extra people with him. So, and now those people have, and it's great because I love that we have reached out. We've had customers that have taken our shirts, and like one of our customers, he took a picture. He was in Tel Aviv and had our shirt on, and another one of our great customers, Alan, who was working over at Lee University for a long time, and he's semi-retired, I guess we could say, but he was just in England, and he took a picture of our shirt in England. And
So we kind of have that challenge
Yeah.
now. If you're
How far can you go?
How far can you go?
Yeah.
So you need to get somebody who's going on a space trip.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the ultimate,
Well, we do have a friend of ours went to Australia,
Ooh,
and her boyfriend took a picture in Australia.
that
So
works.
I was like, yeah. So it's really cool. We've had somebody from Alaska, and I just, I would rather put out a little bit of money for the shirts and the cups and like that, and that's the greatest advertisement of all.
It's fun, and it's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
to see where people are and where we show up.
That is. That's good. You talked about, and I kind of bounce all over. It's that ADHD thing. Y'all talked about, you came to Cleveland and you love Cleveland, and so you knew you want to make Cleveland home. What is your best thing about Cleveland, or the best place? If you think, this is what I want someone to see of Cleveland if they come, Cleveland, Bradley County, what would that be for you besides Little Diner?
I was gonna say, look at the little diner, of course. I think it's really neat the history that Cleveland has. Like, and I think that's one thing that's like strong in the community. I think Tall Betsy's story is fun. Like,
That was on a TV show.
yes, yeah.
That was cool.
So there's lots of little quirky things about Cleveland that if you really dig in, and like there's little things hidden all over town that I think Alan Jones has kind of instilled around town, that it's kind of like a hunt, an Easter egg hunt per se. But our downtown is where I feel like Cleveland is. Like, I think coming downtown and walking around and exploring, and you almost have to get on foot to really be able to take it in, to drive around the square. There's people, traffic and whatever. Like, you need to get out and just walk around and enjoy it. The new park that we've just rehabilitated and put the
Greenway?
Christmas tree, the Greenway. Yes. So there's.
We have a downtown walking tour brochure. That we have the chamber, we have the museum. We should put some there, have some down there for y'all to go
absolutely.
people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That would be good.
Yes. And so it's great too when people come in, and like, I really hope that people realize what we have here in the chamber of people coming through town and not sure what to do. I cannot tell you how many people have walked in to the diner and said, hey, we just stopped into the chamber and we were passing through town and like looking things to do. And they said, we had to come eat at the little diner. So we appreciate
That may
that.
have been me, but yeah.
And that's okay. And I'm sure that there are other places that get referred to, but we like to hear that, and that's part of what being part of the chamber and supporting you guys supports us. So
Yeah, we do. We love our members and we support our members. So, Arthur, what's your place or your thing about
Well,
Cleveland?
I mean, I love all little things on Cleveland, like, the Greenway. When I was here, when I first came here, me and my kids, we used to take on the bike rides on the Greenway. And you guys had at the time the ducks.
Yeah.
And those were great. It's like little things like that. And then little, other restaurants, kind of like us, just to show up to and try different stuff. The place that we met at was the, what was it, Lassiter's? Lassiter's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and that was right across the street from where I used to live, over at the apartments over there.
And he's being his favorite thing to do is antique.
Oh, yeah.
We
there's-
call it junking. We
Junking,
we get junking. We
Yes.
love all the little things, and that's part of our diner. You go in, and all the things that are around on our shelves are things that he and I have gone out and been on
found.
trips or found here.
I'm a bit of a hoarder because some of them are my childhood, my childhood stuff, Tonkas and the Godzilla that's up on the shelf, and it was great. We just recently found the Iron Giant, and
Oh, wow.
and it's funny. Some people don't know what it is, but my kids, my oldest son, he turns 26 this year. He was like, "Oh, that's really cool to have."
Yeah.
But I mean, there's all like little bits and pieces of stuff that like at the Woolen Mill,
Grit and Grace.
Grace.
Grit and Grace. Yeah, I was joking around with him. I said we need to make a cup that says a little diner to Great and Grace because we tell so many
Yeah,
people.
we send a lot of people.
Yeah,
over that
because
way.
people ask us all the time and they're like, where to go? The
I call
antique
us,
shop.
I'm like our own like tourism. Like I'm trying to give Melissa a run for her money. I love to sit and talk to our people that are passing through town and tell them about things to go and do in Cleveland. Go up to Ecoe, hike out to, Benton Falls, right? It's the first one. Yeah, Benton.
Yeah.
Go to Grit and Grace, go walk around downtown, go get some ice cream over at Witt's or, cheesecake at Swing and Lunch. There's so many great little things. And like Cleveland could star in a Hallmark movie. We need our own Hallmark movie.
I think I completely agree with you. And I will tell you, not only do people come through, I had somebody come into the chamber one time that they met you at a Jeep convention. And they were so
remember the story.
impressed. Yeah, they were so impressed. They came to Cleveland, they came and ate to the diner, and then they came and got relocation information because they wanted to come and move to Cleveland because Cleveland was such a great place and that y'all were here. And he had found out when they were going around town that they wanted to move to Cleveland as well. So y'all are great ambassadors for Cleveland as well.
Hey, that makes us feel good.
and it's funny because so we're going to a food show this next week.
Ooh, can I come?
And
We're gonna eat our way through destiny.
and it's funny because we wear our shirts. And everybody always comments on our shirts and everything else because we've had a couple different things to say and I like this. You guys just came up with a new shirt for us, so
Yeah,
We can't talk about that, all right? But it's gonna be top secret. You gotta come get you one to get it.
right. Because the ones you're wearing now, it's bacon is my superpowers.
know what I have on today.
She has leftovers are for quitters, but thanks for trying. Little
you go.
diner, and mine is
His taking care of biscuits is his today.
Biscuits.
Yeah.
Because there's one is my superpowers. I make bacon disappear.
Yes.
Yes.
That's mine.
and bacon is my love language.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got several. So our t-shirts
Yeah.
are kind of he's quirky. Like, and if you ever noticed, it started out kind of as a joke. Like he wears funny socks all the time. So you need to look at his feet when you come into the diner.
Okay.
He always has on funny socks. So it kind of somehow or another transpired into these funny sayings on shirts. So now we try to find funny, quirky things.
And she wanted.
But that's what makes you stand out.
Yeah. She wanted to kill me at first because of I did what is it? Bacon is my safe word.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna cut that part out.
and she was like, you can't say that. And I was like, but it's funny. And it's my highest selling shirt. Like, we sell more of that shirt than we do anything else.
So we're in the Bible Belt. You can't do that.
And on that note, well, I just want to say thank you so much for being here with us. I absolutely love Little Diner. This is all going to come back with me because you didn't bring a fork. So, oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's forks.
I
Okay.
want you to eat on camera.
Yeah, I know.
I had my biscuit and gravy this morning.
I'm just going to have a little bit of this and a little bit of this.
See if you could, yeah.
I can do this. It's been, I'm left-handed and awkward anyway.
Well, it might,
But let me see.
Yeah.
it starts to how many hands does it take?
Well, usually at my office, there's 10 of us who's diving into these kind of things. So, because I'm just saying,
You don't have to share.
I know. Well, here's the thing. I was a size 4 when I started at the chamber. So we do have a lot of meals there. I'm just going to put that out there.
And that's one thing we're not really known for our healthy foods. So if you're on a diet, it's really not the place for you. You could eat a veggie omelet, but
Why?
Exactly.
No, that is so good.
Well, we made some brisket for this wedding. And I made an extra brisket for the diner. So like yesterday, we did a portabella.
Swiss.
The portabella with the triple Colby Jack cheese and the brisket on it. And it's funny because I didn't have a picture of it, so nobody really came in for it. So I said, well, we're going to turn that brisket and turn it into tomorrow. We're going to do mac and cheese with the brisket on top. That brisket is like butter. I mean, it just falls right apart.
Everybody's ready for the brisket when we do it. We do it when we
I'll be
cater.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing for lunch today.
Because I know if we do the brisket omelet on Saturday, if there's any brisket left over, we'll go through a ton of those.
I believe that.
People, yeah, people love that type of stuff. But I mean, it's good. It's it's
Something
just,
different.
Yeah, something different. All
Never
the
know
time.
what you're going to get around there.
No, but it's always good.
I
never
just
had-
laugh and say it's whatever he's in the mood for. Yes, it's good, but it's whatever
like
he's
it.
in the mood for.
That works for me.
It's kind of like the apple pie bombs.
Well, I'm going to finish this, and
Awesome.
thank you both for coming with us. Thank you for joining us. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, all of those words, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.